What is going down, everyone? It's time for Mojobreak.com, The Hype, episode 280, which is my favorite freeway in the Bay Area, the 280.
Ooh.
So we finally hit it. I've been waiting to talk about it for 279 episodes.
Doug loves traffic.
I do, yeah.
He loves traffic.
Okay.
101's worse.
Man, literally a second into this episode, we're getting to hyper-specific Bay Area talk, but 280, far better drive to San Francisco than 101 by a million miles.
100%.
I have to strongly disagree. You're in the middle of nowhere.
No, there's some scenic views. Look,
yeah, it's great.
I took this road a lot. I drove up and down San Francisco for almost a decade. And yeah, 280, it's far superior.
If you're playing the hype drinking game on when we talk about local stuff, you're drinking right at the beginning of the show.
What are you looking at on 280?
You got that beautiful. You got that little lake there, right by you go towards Half Moon Bay.
The Flintstone House.
The Flintstone House. You got the statue. You got
a statue.
You got a statue.
The statue.
Yeah.
And
a statue.
The only thing that I can add to this conversation is that I cannot wait until 600 episodes from now so we could talk about my favorite freeway in the Bay Area.
680.
400 actually. 400. Oh, you're talking about 80.
400.
880. I thought you were talking about 680.
Oh, wait a second.
Now
technically, if we're talking about 280, pretty much turns into 680.
I didn't give episode 85 or 87 their proper credit. But anyways,
that's
or 101.
That's
right,
too
well, no,
hyper specific. Well, because 101 stinks. 101's awful. It's terrible. 880 pretty rough too. Pretty bad actually.
237.
880 is the best.
No, 880.
I've drove it all my life. I know it like the back of my hands. Every pothole on that freeway.
Anyways, guys, let's get on topic here. I know the best freeway. We're gonna have a segment later in the show of the best California freeway, but in this show,
I think in the spirit of March Madness coming very soon, I think we need a bracket of Bay Area freeways.
All right, that's
tier list.
Let's do it.
Do we do free? But I think you have to add in all of California, right?
Yeah,
there wouldn't be enough
to get a full 60. However,
so
how many people are in the tournament now?
California freeway bracket.
Yes.
Ooh. Yes. Now you would have to split 101. You would have to do 101
North,
LA,
101. Yeah, you have the
LA's 101 versus Northern California's 101. They're two very different.
Split it up. Part 1, Part 2.
San Luis Obispo.
I think that's
to
the
Redding.
Cutoff. Yeah.
Okay. All right, but we're going to talk about some more important things today, like patches on cards, game worn versus player worn, and the evolving history of that, and actually talk value on, do people really care anymore? So, and also the Fanatics element. Fanatics coming in, is patches going to change? Are they going to have a different MO on how they're caring about their business with patch cards? So that's one of the topics that we're going to talk about. We're also going to talk about some of the new releases that are coming out here at Mojobreak.com. If you want to get into the latest Bowman's Best, we've got Immaculate Football. We've got Prizm Football for pre-sale as well. Lots of things happening in the card world, guys. Tons of great releases, great rookie classes popping off. So get in those at Mojobreak.com. Mojobreakshop.com's got your box needs. Head on over there as well. We're going to be doing a special box break of Bowman Inception and Bowman's Best at the end of the show. And listen for a special coupon code to get you to save some money on your teams. TikTok has said, we don't like sports cards. We're going to talk about that today. And some news around international WBC, Dave and Adams. We're going to talk about that. But I want to start the show. Prizm football checklist has come out, and Brock Purdy's on there. That's a good thing, right?
100%.
That's all we need to say, right? Brock Purdy is on the Prizm checklist, not only as an auto, but also as a base.
Which is more important.
Are we going to see a bounty for the Brock Purdy 101? Is that going to happen?
Yes.
Chasing the 49ers backup quarterback, huh?
Yeah. What's your bounty for Brock Purdy 101, but Black 101? I know you did the $37 last week for the Luka. How much for the Brock Purdy are you going to pay?
Cash. Straight up cash, homie. $115. So
you value him higher than Luka then?
Yeah, football. You know, football's king right now.
I mean, we should have a bounty here,
but the bounty would probably. It's probably, in all seriousness, it's probably going to be $500,000.
No.
Why not? We throw around crazy numbers around here with these bounties. $2 million for the 18-19 Luka. Why not?
That's Luka.
Yeah.
That's Luka.
I'm Brock.
Dude, I go by the hype. Brock is Luka of football.
Hey, let's put your big boy pants on here, guys. We are the only shop in the Bay Area. Well, we're not the only shop in the Bay Area, but we're the closest.
Right off of 101.
We're the closest to where Brock Purdy calls his home over here, right? We're about 2 miles from the stadium. We should step up, pull our suspenders up, and say what we're going to put a bounty on this. Somebody can walk in the shop with the black 101. How much are we giving them?
$50,000.
All right. 50 grand.
What did the Mac Jones
You guys
sell
are
for
great.
last year?
I
know it's different market.
Would you guys be surprised if there is something crazy like a $500,000 bounty on the 101? Like to
yes.
move the product. There is I'm not 100% sure what the print run is, but I'm going to vibe out and be like, I think this is probably the biggest print run that we've seen for Prizm football. So a lot of people are going to have it. I wouldn't be surprised if we have a ridiculous bounty. It seems like every release we get now, that's going to be the MO.
Yeah.
Crazy
It seems
bounty.
like it's been Topps'
Yeah.
MO, but yes, we did have the Luka. We did have the Bowman Chrome University.
I think Dan's onto something because now I'm thinking about it. 50K is a very fair amount, I think, for that. I think like 50K is what I would value that card at. But knowing the hype of Prizm, this is one of the biggest names from this class.
And how much is going to get ripped?
I think some like low six figures is probably a little bit more realistic with somebody coming out with that type of bounty.
Because honestly, like the bounties are getting so ridiculous. If you come out and you're like $50,000 bounty, that's not going to get people going crazy. But if you're like $500,000 bounty,
Now
people are like, now I'm ripping. I'm buying the Niners in every case break. Yeah.
the only thing that might play against this is the fact that, I mean, we'll talk about it more next week, but the fact that you have another massive release next week, Flawless Basketball, happening at the same time. Do you think that it's going to undercut the Prizm hype, or is it going to? Are they both going to like feed off of each other, or it's going to be like?
I think they're going to.
they're going to just. It's a huge week.
It also got pushed back, Cody.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah.
Well, then forget that. Then knock yourself out, Prizm.
Prizm is
They're-
all about. It's
so-
all about.
so
and I
it's
think
all
they
about
did
Prizm
that-
next
I
week.
think they did
So
that
to answer
partly
your question, no.
because
They're not going to
I
feed
think
off
part
each
of
other.
that pushback probably was because they are maybe they're having some last minute issues or whatever, packing it out. But I think part of it is they can't. They really can't release a Prizm and a Flawless at the
We
same.
got to let Prizm is going to have to breathe
gonna
a
have to
little
breathe.
bit. We need a couple of weeks. Let it breathe.
Yeah.
Let it marinate.
Yeah, and it's retailing about $749 right now, which is I think a little bit down.
It's
prior
way
years.
it's the lowest it's been since
What a deal.
2018.
coming out of the
deal.
gate. I mean, you are looking at looking at this checklist. You're looking at 100 rookies. There's 100 rookies.
Which is, I think that's pretty standard Prizm football.
300 card base sets.
I feel like 100
400
rookies is
so
more.
400 total base cards if you include the
Yeah,
rookies.
that I think last year's was actually more. We could go back and check, but I think it was like 450
Maybe I'm wrong.
base.
Maybe this isn't. Maybe they didn't make as much as they made last year.
Yeah, they
I mean, you did a little bit of math on the FOTL.
Yeah, I was thinking around 9,000 boxes,
Which is
for
a lot.
FOTL, which is a lot.
Is a
So
lot.
if they're making 9,000 boxes of FOTL, you got to expect that the print run for the regular release is also increased, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Just saying.
Yep.
They also now, we're in a point with Panini where they're making a bazillion SKUs as well with Prizm. Right? Doesn't matter what the sport is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean it's going to be exciting. I mean that see if Brock Purdy gets hit right away. If it's a situation where it draws out, we don't hit the black 101. With all these bounties placed on these cards, like some of the distributors, like especially for like Prizm, right? They're like, well, we've got choice. I'm like, well, you can't hit the card there, right? So I mean, does that kind of stuff devalue like no huddle, the retail, knowing that the biggest bounty card is in a specific product?
But it seems like with those bounties, those products, even though you can't hit them, they kind of like feed off of the bounty.
Yeah,
They kind of feed off of the hobby market value.
right.
It's weird. It shouldn't, but it does.
It does. Now, Cody's got a slide here, and I like that you made some silhouettes that weren't the actual players.
Be too obvious, right?
You've learned.
Yeah, looks like it's two players
learned my
from
lesson.
the old
He
NFL
learned his
Blitz.
lesson. Yeah, it actually looks
Looks like NFL
Blitz.
Blitz. NFL Blitz.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
that-
essentially like NFL Blitz player models where everybody looks exactly the same, essentially.
I like
but
it.
yeah, I just wanted to throw this out at you. I'm not going to lead you into anything going on in the world of football or nothing like that. I just want to know which QB would you collect between these two? These are their stats
Since 2019.
Since 2019. They are both the same age. I don't even give away their age because
One's Lamar Jackson.
One's Lamar
Yeah,
Jackson.
Well, I didn't say that. You're just assuming.
No, we
things.
know.
You're just assuming.
No, we
things
just
right
know.
now. Okay,
And
fair enough.
one is
Josh Allen.
Well, let me read it.
Danny Dimes.
47 and 8 QB1, 47 and 18 record, 63.9 completion percentage, 5.7 TD percentage, 7.3 yards per attempt, and a 95.7 QB rating. QB number 2, and again, these are since 2019, 39 and 15, 64.4 completion percentage, 6.4 touchdown percentage, 7.4 yards per attempt, and a 98.1 QB rating.
I mean, it's obvious it's quarterback 2 is who you're going to go with, which I assume is Lamar Jackson.
Yeah,
but like-
based on the amount of games played as well because of injuries, I would say Lamar Jackson QB2.
again, I haven't revealed who these guys are.
Oh
You guys
no,
are just assuming
but
things.
no. I mean, the one thing that we know is we know stats.
What, Do we? One thing that I mean, the question is which quarterback would you collect? But
But just based on that, not knowing who these guys
Right,
are, just
right.
looking at those stats.
right, but like these stats are very similar.
Exactly. That's my point, and it's not an
How
easy
much
decision.
rushing?
That's where I didn't put that because that would have swayed everything. You'd be like, oh well, look at
Which
that guy.
quarterback would I
God.
collect? The one that's more healthy. Well, let's go there.
Yeah, I actually am going to go with Conrad with the QB1.
Because they have the
What's the difference
damn
in
near
games?
same stats.
Yeah.
But one guy has played more games because he
And one
stayed more
guy,
healthy.
yeah, one guy's winning percentage is better too. So let's go.
54. Yeah, there's about a 13 game difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, you were right. QB1 is Josh Allen, and QB2 is Lamar Jackson.
Can't fool us.
God, you were right on it. You were like, oh yeah, it's Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen.
No,
yeah, I mean,
Next
it's
question.
okay, Cody. We applaud the effort.
I tried.
And I think we could all say that Lamar Jackson, based on his stats, extremely undervalued in the hobby.
Yes. 100%.
I think we can all agree.
And clearly
Can we
undervalued
all-
in the
can
NFL.
We could all agree on that, right?
Absolutely, he should be the same. He should be going the same thing as Josh Allen. But again, health is such a huge issue in the game of football and in the game of the hobby cards. So Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson should. I don't know what the price difference is, but I'm guessing it's probably half of what Josh Allen sells for.
It's
a quarter.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I go that far, but it's pretty. Yeah, I think I saw like a raw NT. I mean, I don't know if it was.
But you put the
how
rushing
low it
stats
was.
in there, it's like a no-brainer. You
Oh,
gotta,
yeah.
you got to go QB.
But you know,
right?
Josh Allen's not
the
bad
hobby
runner.
has
Not bad, but,
never.
like, he isn't
The
running
hobby
like-
has never taken to the running quarterback, though. That's the thing, and I know Lamar is probably the best of all bunch right now, based on. I mean, it's still early in his career, but you Michael Vick never really. I mean, initially sold well, but these guys haven't really sold well. It's like the old pocket passer is kind of what drives the hobby.
I will say this,
and I'm not
though.
saying that's right, but that's just
Right.
how it has.
I will say this though. I think that maybe the ceiling isn't as high, but I think the longevity is good because I think even now, and I know there was a lot of baggage with Michael Vick, where I think a lot of people we've sort of moved on collectively, but I think that's one of the autos where if I pull a Michael Vick and people get excited about Michael Vick stuff because there is a certain generation that connects with him at a different level. The ones who grew up playing Madden and he was such a cultural icon beyond just a football icon. So I think there is something to be said about that. Maybe down the road that can happen with Lamar Jackson. Who knows? He's still got a lot of career left, and where does he play? Who the hell knows?
But what makes a running quarterback? Like Josh Allen is always near the top of
That is
quarterback
true.
rushing.
This year, I think
but
he
we don't.
was-
But I don't
yeah.
feel like we view him as
Well,
a rushing quarterback.
It's tough because Lamar Jackson is literally, when he's healthy, is rushing for 1,000 yards. So he is really in a world of his own. Even comparing it to he really is in that Vic territory where that's the only guy you can really compare him to, and he's a far
That's
better
true.
passer than Vic ever was.
Josh Allen does run around, but not to the volume of what Lamar
Yeah,
would do.
Josh Allen runs.
Yeah.
He runs to. It's like the he doesn't want to run, but he runs like to sustain drives, like to get first, like stuff like that, like where that's not his number one attribute, not his number one threat. Where Lamar Jackson, you can make an argument that his number one threat is the fact that he can pull it down and run for like 50 yards at a time.
All of this,
a substantial chunk of yardage.
All of this comparison really just to say, please, somebody out there, just pay Lamar Jackson. Like come on, just stop it.
From what I understand, with them obviously placing the tag on him, the Ravens are probably gonna end up paying him what he wanted anyways, right? Because the team is gonna offer him the money that he's looking for, and then the Ravens are gonna have to match.
Well, and I think that's the Ravens are like, we're not sure on your value. Let's see. It's kind of like putting a card out there and getting best offers, right? I think that's what they're trying to do. Like maybe he won't get $260 million.
Very highly unlikely.
Maybe he'll get. I mean, he probably will though.
Yeah.
But like maybe they're like, I mean, it's probably not the way to handle a franchise that's drafted him. It's probably not a great look, but I think that's what they're trying to do is actually figure out his market value.
That's exactly what they're doing.
Does Lamar Jackson play for the Ravens next year?
Yes.
I'm gonna lean
so.
yes. I think they're gonna end up getting something done. They're just
the Niners next year.
That's the dream.
If not the Niners, if he goes anywhere, I actually think it's the Raiders.
Raiders have already said they're out.
Don't do that.
No, but they're not. The Raiders are going to come out like once they go to franchise tag and they're shopping around. Raiders are like, we're in now. Like that's bad. That's a bad negotiation.
I didn't even have that in my head. Now I'm just getting excited.
But no, I mean, you look at the amount of salary cap that teams have that's available. I mean, I think the Bears have the largest cap. The Raiders are in the top 5.
There's going to be a handful of teams that are gonna offer him the max, and the Ravens are just going to match it.
Yep.
Yeah, but the Raiders also have they have the draft picks to be able to.
That's true.
Make a trade, and they have the money and the cap space to sign him. My pick is Raiders.
You never know. I mean, the Raiders could have already had talks with Rodgers or Lamar. And that was the reason why they let go of Carr, knowing that they already have another branch to hold on to. But you can't make it public until you go through the right process, right? So there could be that already going on. I mean, Mark Davis got a haircut. He's probably feeling good about himself. He already knows what's going on.
Allegedly.
Dude, I'll tell you right now, if they sign him, I'm going to like at least 2 to 3 games next year. At least.
And I mean, Super Bowl's in Vegas next year.
Bro,
they get a franchise QB to try to get there.
I mean, and that's the thing, like, Lamar Jackson is, I mean, I talked about it with Doug earlier. Like, he's never had that true number one receiver.
Yeah.
Mark Andrews, but you put Adams, then you have like
Darren Waller.
You have like
Josh
Renfro,
Jacobs.
and I mean, dude, he gets his tight end that he obviously loves. He loves throwing to tight ends. You get him that deep threat in Adams, probably one of the best receivers in the league. You get that possession guy with Renfro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be in Vegas with you guys like later. I think I'm putting some money on the Raiders to win that.
Punter?
Raiders Super Bowl champions.
No, it's gonna be Raiders Niners. They're gonna be let
not a bad bet.
It's gonna be let down.
If that happens, and where does Lamar rank in that division? Obviously,
number one.
Okay, I was gonna say assuming Mahomes is 1.
Yeah,
but,
third.
I forgot who I'm talking to.
It goes Mahomes,
Herbert.
No.
Ooh. I mean, that's the conversation. Is
Mahomes,
he the second guy or is it
Lamar
Herbert?
Jackson, and then Herbert 32.
No.
Okay.
Right.
Wilson's 4, clearly.
It's like
yeah.
We can all agree that Wilson is 4, right? The non-Hall of Famer?
Yes,
okay.
he's okay. Well, we can agree that he's 4th.
Oh, no, I shouldn't say that because I'm going to get flamed later.
I mean, the Broncos are going to be good next year.
They'll be better.
They're going to be good.
Good is a strong word. They will be better.
They're going to win 10 games. They're going to win 10 games.
They got a really good coach.
10 games.
Let's see if he can rein them in. It looked like he's been going to battle
it's
with
funny
with
because we went
Wilson.
into last season going, the AFC West is by far the best division in football.
On paper.
Didn't turn out that way.
Yeah.
But we all
Not
might
at
have
all.
been a year early. I think going into next year, I think that is going to be the best division.
Well, are we wrong? Because the AFC West team did win the
AFC
Super
team
Bowl.
did win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Damn that.
Yeah.
That
might be
freaking-
coming out of the. I mean, clearly, one team in the NFC West is going to win the Super Bowl next year. But talking about big splashes, we've got the biggest break ever. Baseball, guys. The biggest pick your team baseball in the history of breaks is going down here. March 24th. There's already teams that have sold. I mean, it's insane. We've got 20 years of product. 1980 Topps. There's Definitive. There's 2017 Bowman. 2018 Bowman with Ohtani. It's a massive break with infinite possibilities. I'm so excited I came to talk. We're going to have all of us here breaking it. It's going to be a fun event. And we're also going to be giving away 2 World Series tickets, flight, hotel paid for. You pick the game, and you'll be able to enjoy the World Series. So if you want to buy a cheap team just for a 1 in 30 chance at some World Series tickets, we've got you covered there as well. All cards ship. It's insane. So go check out and see if your team is available now at mojobreak.com. New releases, guys. We talked about Bowman's Best. We've also talked a little bit. Immaculates is coming out as well. No Brock Purdy on the checklist, a little bit of a bummer. But I wanted to focus in on Donruss. Donruss basketball, 22-23. And Paolo Banchero is, I mean, the team record may not be great, but every time I see some highlights, this dude's killing it. What do you think about this Donruss release and the timing of this, C-Red?
I think it's perfect timing. This is like I think maybe slightly later than we would have normally gotten it, but I think as far as like them putting it here like almost, well, we're in March now, so like it's a little bit late, but I still think it's a good timing considering we only pretty much have had collegiate products in hoops so far.
Right, so this is actually the first, I don't want to say legitimate product, but
yeah,
it does feel like the first legitimate 22-23 product. And we only have a couple more 21-22s coming up, ending with Flawless at the end of March.
And Eminence.
So we're full into 22-23 coming up with all the major releases. And I don't know, man. Call me crazy, but I think this class is much better than 21-22.
Did we have this debate? I feel like we had this debate last week, didn't we? About the 2 draft classes?
We might have, but I wasn't here for that.
Oh,
so.
You weren't here for that.
You talked.
Okay.
It was
Yeah,
us and Ty and YG.
Oh, the kids.
I was like, I'm all mad. I'm like,
it was me and the kids.
I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
That was 2 or 3 weeks ago then.
Yeah, it was me and the kids.
Did I autopilot that whole segment?
But I mean, I guess just the hope. And then you even got a guy that's not going to be playing, Chet Holmgren, that you can chase as well. So who was the number 1 guy pretty much coming out, had the most buzz. So I'm interested to watch some Donruss breaks. If you guys want to get into some Donruss breaks, mojobreak.com for that. Speaking of box breaks, TikTok, it said no longer are we going to allow people to break boxes on TikTok. Now, I don't know if that means people that are taking payments through TikTok is what I would assume, because cart processors get a little wonky when it comes to surprise or chance listings, things like that. But apparently somebody, if you want to read some of the product requirements here, Cody, on why they push back on this and what their reasoning is.
Yeah, if you're watching us right now, you can see it on your screen. This was an email response that somebody got about the rules of box breaking, saying, is it allowed? And saying, unfortunately, no, our legal team made these changes, and the changes are this. The most important part is highlighted there. Surprise-based products cannot be opened, packaged, or assembled during the live stream. The products must be manufacturer sealed and kept in the original packaging prior to the customer receipt. That is the juicy bit to keep in mind here.
Yeah, meaning that if you were to sell product on TikTok, you would have to sell sealed wax and sell that, send that to them. Or cards. I think you could sell individual cards as well.
But those aren't sealed. Like, those aren't manufactured sealed.
But I think the idea is that there is not a, like, you know exactly what you're getting. Like, you are getting this exact card.
I honestly didn't know there was a lot of breakers that were breaking on TikTok as their sole platform. Like, I know breakers have like had content on TikTok. I know breakers have like kind of had some highlight reels of what they've done, but like not as like their main platform. I didn't know there was a cart that TikTok had that you can actually make purchases through.
I'm not sure. I'm just assuming, because what's the reasoning behind it? The reason why a company doesn't want to get involved, because we've seen this with Shopify. We've had episodes here on the podcast where we talked about a company called Fantasy Sports that made a repack product. Well, that alerted Shopify that this is a game of chance or a fantasy game. and it got people's carts shut down, and then it actually put everything under the box break umbrella as well. Shopify said, no, you can't break stuff on our website. You can't sell break spots. You can have a website, but you have to have a different type of cart. We don't want the liability. So that's what I'm assuming is happening here with TikTok, without using it personally, is the fact that they don't want their cart to be exposed to chance listings. Now, I know they're an overseas company, so maybe there's even more to unwrap there and why they can't do it. But I mean, it is something to look into going forward. Are there other platforms going to do this?
Yeah.
Is Instagram going to do this? I think YouTube is fine because nothing is actually conducted business-wise there. It's just where people are viewing the break at, but the purchases aren't made through YouTube. So something to consider going forward. And it is a real messy situation. I know Paul Lesko has done reports on breaking, surprise listings, chance listings, stuff like that. It varies from state to state, and there hasn't been a preceding case to let you know what the actual litigation is amongst it. So something to keep in mind. But as Fanatics gets into this space, there's something that they need to pay attention to, right? They have to keep in mind that any kind of chance, anything where people aren't getting things like that, or it's not completely transparent, like if we're doing casino style stuff, or we're talking about sports betting and we're making parlay bets, like we need to keep that separate from card breaking. Card breaking needs to be a hobby, and we all know why some people get into breaks. We get that. I don't have to say that, but we need to keep this thing separate from gambling, and we have to be as transparent as possible with our customers or any customers that are involved in this. And, this could have been stemming from somebody making their own repack, right? Could have been their own repack. Who knows what made this happen?
I'm just wondering how far they took it. Like, what if you're on TikTok and you're going to do a box break. You're actually going to sell somebody a personal box of Bowman's Best, and you have them send you PayPal goods and services or Venmo or Cash App or whatever. Are they cutting down on that as well? If you're not using TikTok as your payment processor.
Yeah, that's a good question. If anybody knows, we do have our Mojobreak the Hype podcast forum over on Facebook, guys. We're 107 members strong now, so add to that.
Getting stronger by the day.
Getting stronger by the day.
I think we added 2 people today. I might be up to 109.
Wow, we were a little late to the party on that kind of group there, but we are growing it, and we want to hear you guys contribute. And if you're not into Facebook, you could hit us up at Mojobreak Media on Twitter as well and pose the question, or Instagram or wherever. But if you have any experience on TikTok breaking, I want to know your experience and maybe give us some more insight on why these were banned. Do they have their own carts? Was it still through PayPal and they were banning it? Because my thing is they don't. There's not somebody watching all these feeds.
They
right?
just. I mean, it's
a bot.
I figure the payment probably had to go through TikTok, and they don't want to take the risk.
Right. Because there's no way if I went live and I said Mojobreak live, that they would be able to understand what I'm doing, because there's a million people that are live, right? So it has to be something that's triggered them.
Well, and once you probably get banned, they probably don't allow you to use the live function.
I would assume. Yeah, I would assume. So we'll see. I think
ticky-tack.
Bro, that's how out of touch I am with that stuff, because I didn't even know you can go live on TikTok.
I was about to say the same thing.
Yeah, we have 1,000 followers.
I know.
Me and Dan went live before.
I went live.
Yeah.
We broke Space
On the
Jam.
TikTok?
I went live on the TikTok. I think we had like 20 people in there. It was crazy. It's going viral.
I currently have
We're making a movie.
Currently have
That's what I think we were
zero
doing.
followers on TikTok.
I have
'cause
3
do not
followers on TikTok.
have a TikTok, so it's.
Oh, I
don't know.
personally have a TikTok. I don't have any followers.
Yeah, I got like 3
zero.
followers.
Yeah. But the Mojobreak one, we got some people.
We're getting up there.
We got some people.
So
Content?
it's okay that we can put out content of like, oh, we got this out of a box,
Yeah.
but not like
That's
We
still
just can't
still
sell customers on TikTok boxes or breaks for that matter.
but we could just still like post the content of like what we
Yeah,
hit and stuff.
because I know there is, when you become an established, probably over 1,000, you can actually, I think you can do like almost like a live commerce. I think
So
there's
it's
a
like
way to
whatnot.
do it. Yeah, so I think you can do it on there, and people are probably taking advantage because there's a big audience there, right?
yeah.
So I know like Daps is real popular. I don't think they were doing paid breaks there, but they would go live. They'd have like 50,000 people watching.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
Two guys
sure
from Daps.
part of the reason I'm sure they're first on board for this is that audience tends to skew younger on TikTok, so they're probably might be a more susceptible audience to falling
Good point.
for scams and stuff like that.
That's a
So,
great point
wanna
where
protect.
people don't know what they're getting.
Yeah.
And they're buying something, they're not educated on what they're buying, right? So, I
Word.
mean, I think most people on the other platforms are fully aware of what they're buying into. So, you know, and it's more of a destination. TikTok, you could be scrolling through shaking my butt videos, and then all of a sudden you hop in and
They have a lot of those.
It's a Prizm football thing,
Like
and you're like,
95%, I would say.
and you're seeing a guy open a box, and you're like, yeah, I want to get a box for $59. Well, no, you got the Browns. You know, you got the Browns for $59, and they're
Yeah.
confused because
Yeah.
they acted really fast.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the Dan's thing. Actually, Dan, the TikTok algorithm is specifically tailored, and it knows what you like to watch. So the 95% butt twerking videos that pop up for you, that's what you like to watch, man.
I'm in the same page.
I mean, I'm
on
not
the
going to
same
say
page.
I don't like. Well, I mean, it comes up so quick. You're like, girl, what's going on?
You're telling me that 90% of the content isn't that? I mean, like, come on, like that's what we're selling on there. You know, you don't see a lot of
It's a lot of
popular
I guess you're right,
Instagrammers
man.
that don't do it. I mean,
it's a lot
Jackson Mahomes.
It's a lot of shaking
Jackson
butt
Mahomes is
videos
doing it.
and Bert Kreischer.
Nah,
It's my algo right there.
Or lots and lots of astrology. As
Actually,
well.
you know
Butt
what?
shaking astrology.
I'm curious to see my first TikTok video.
yeah.
If I open the app right now, I want
Go
to see.
ahead.
I want to see.
It's
Uh-oh.
Gotta be
a
telling on
very
yourself.
it's a very smart algorithm.
What is this?
See, that's what I'm saying.
It's like a relationship.
What kind of weird stuff are you into? Yeah, there you go. There we go.
Stuff, dude, I'm telling you.
There we go.
Jeff Wilson.
Jeff Wilson.
Sandbox
Jeff
VR.
Wilson.
And there has not been a butt twerking
Was
video
that-
yet.
Was that an Elmo?
Doug's like 8-9 videos in. Nothing yet. Look at this.
Well,
So this is the algorithm telling you like these are the videos that we know you like to watch.
what is this? Is this like guess what age I am?
Dancing a whole different algorithm right now.
What is this? Is that Street Fighter? Man, yeah, we're not going to go on mine.
Yeah, it's best.
Mine's not
keep that
suitable
keep
for
that close to the vest there.
Yeah, but I'm like never on it. So how do they know?
Your age and where
I'm like
you're located.
literally
That
like,
might be it.
I have probably spent 15 minutes total in my life on TikTok.
That's probably the grabber.
And then like as soon as I got
know
it,
that- they know
and
that
I
the
would-
shaking
and
the
I
butt
would say-
videos
and I would
locks you
say
in.
literally like
Yeah.
and I told Doug like as soon as I went on there for the first time, that was most of it. Like out of the gate. So I didn't even have a chance.
Yeah.
Like they basically have told me that's what I
See,
like.
but now if you go on this one,
TikTok told me what I'm into.
look at
They
that.
did it. And now I'm like, you're right, TikTok.
Niners. I got a few shaking the butt videos on my Instagram when you go on the search.
Man, you guys are exposing
Right there,
yourself.
yeah.
You guys sure don't want
There
to
you
just
go. I mean,
edit it out?
Yeah, I don't like how does that even it's like let's pepper in a butt shaking video here. Because we figure this is his demographic. Niners, butt shaking. Sports cards, butt shaking. And then back into the Niners. And maybe like some type of meat smoker of some sort. Doug likes to like the big green
I was
egg.
gonna say
Like-
the green egg. Oh yeah.
yeah, maybe like a recipe. Like, oh, this
Oh,
is
yeah.
here's a recipe.
Dude,
that
that'd
we're
be a
gonna
great
do real
way
quick.
to. That'd be a great way to find out. Like, just go on your Instagram and hit search, and then just see what comes up. And you're like, you can just tell a whole like life story about somebody, what they're into, and everything.
Yeah.
Huh.
That is the power of like those companies knowing exactly what you like, right?
Yeah.
But
It's powerful.
I am pretty sure even maybe they got it from like my email address, but I don't recall when I signed up for TikTok, like I had to put like my age or sex or any of that information.
No, I think-
it's just all we know you.
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe they take your email and be like,
I
if
think-
I had Big Booty Shaker Kasky as my email, they'd be like, we know exactly what content to show him.
Which is probably available and seems a little long for an email address, Doug. But I'm telling you, you could probably lock it down if you need to.
Yeah.
Fat balls.
Oh man.
I mean, honestly, it might be smart considering, trademarks being thrown around here and there. It might be a smart thing
Oh,
to do
yeah.
is to just buy that thing and you're good.
Big
you never know.
booty shaker casket.
You never know.
You think
when
you
you'll
think
need
that
it.
you think that is a good thing to lock down?
never know.
You heard it first here.
I hope Marin never listens to this.
She has no interest whatsoever. No interest whatsoever. I'm actually going to see when I get home, though, see if I can see what was on her search, though. If there's some dudes swinging their butts around, we've got issues.
Which is that a thing?
Probably not. Probably not. Well, let's get into some international hobby news. We've got the WBC in full swing.
Yes.
Which is exciting. It's a lot of stuff going on. Baseball's right around the corner. And it's almost like we get a taste of baseball without yet being in the regular season with the WBC. And I'm interested to see what guys maybe help their card value, having a good WBC. And let's go to the expert here, Cody.
So, yes, oh, man, that's all I want is just be WBC
This would be
expert.
your TikTok algorithm would be all history of
all
WBC.
World Baseball Classic stuff. We're like, God, this is literally the only person on earth who has this exact algorithm. What the hell is wrong with this guy? But I love this tournament. If anybody's like thinking about going, if you're on the West Coast or even the East Coast, and you're like, I'm looking at those tickets, go! It's so much fun. It's like, I think this is going to be a bold statement, but I've been to All-Star games, I've been to the World Series, postseason. My favorite event is the World Baseball Classic. To be there live, it is such a blast.
I mean, if they could even get half as much steam as the World Cup, I mean, it would be huge for baseball cards.
Oh, well, I mean, it would be, the World Cup is
Yeah.
completely on a different level. I mean, what would you compare, like, the WBC to?
It's
like, as far as, like, an international tournament.
It still needs to grow, frankly, but I think it can be put up with. I mean, you're getting the best of the best guys. There still needs to be a little
like
better,
like the basketball,
March
like
Madness.
like Olympics,
And
like
internationally? Now, there's going to be people who say no, Olympics is still better prestige, but like it's.
But the competition really isn't
Yes.
there with that.
I
Like,
would say in terms of competition level, it might be pretty close, but I understand prestige-wise, the Olympics is still far
and
above
there's
it.
no Olympic baseball, correct?
There is Olympic baseball, but
it's
it's
only
back
collegiate.
again, but it's now only amateur
Yeah.
players at this point.
which I think it used to be. Was it always? Did they ever have an Olympics where they can actually bring MLB players? It was
No.
always collegiate.
It's
right?
always been collegiate or amateur.
But it did go away for a while.
Yes, it did. It did go away for a while, but it's back now. But yeah, this is the closest you're going to get of a true World Cup style tournament. In terms of like hobby value, I did do a video on our social media, so check that out, of like the prospects that are going to be in. But the fact is that the best teams are not going to have a ton of top prospects because, well, they're pulling from, you don't want Team USA to have the number one prospect in baseball because that means none of the other best players actually wanted to play. That's
Better be a pretty good prospect.
yeah, he's got to be really good. I would say on Team USA, the one guy to watch is Bobby Witt Jr. Bobby Witt Jr. is going to be on there. From tournaments past, I've heard testimonials of guys being there, being around all that talent. And the coaching staff, it's literally Ken Griffey Jr.'s on the coaching staff. You got former big leaguers, Hall of Famers on that coaching staff. And they've said that in itself is such an invaluable experience and so huge. So I think a guy like Bobby Witt can grow a lot from this. Jeremy Pena's on the Dominican Republic team. Julio Rodriguez is there. These are guys who are all pretty obvious choices, but, it's only going to help their stock if they have like a big moment, close to I think the one moment everyone thinks of is that Adam Jones catch from the last tournament against Dominican Republic. It was like a huge moment. Stole the home run from Manny Machado. It's kind of like the one iconic moment that tournament has. So
The last WBC 6 years ago.
it was 2017. So it was supposed to be 2021. Didn't happen. So it got postponed 2 years, and now the next one's going to be, they're catching up. The next one's going to be in 26. But yeah, 2017. So it's been a long time since we've had it, and it gained a lot of steam then.
And who won in 2017?
That would have been Team USA. And it was the first time they won.
With Brandon Crawford on the team.
Brandon Crawford and Buster Posey were there. I just want to say this still.
Championship blood, yeah. That's fine.
Brandon Crawford and Buster Posey have won more championships at Dodger Stadium than the Dodgers since 1989. Just want to throw that out there. Dodgers didn't win at Dodger Stadium, so
Go Dodgers.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. This is where the first Ohtani rookie card came from, right?
That's the thing too. That's I think the bigger thing to
or
watch.
prospect card
There,
or whatever.
There are guys where I'm like, oh, who could it be? There's guys that nobody knows. Like, when Shohei was there in 2017, it was this cool, like, hey, there's a guy on Team Japan. He hits and he pitches. Isn't that neat? And then now he's coming into this as the face of baseball. So that is, I think, the thing to watch. If you're down to stay up real late and watch baseball at our time would be 2 to 3 in the morning locally. To watch, it's, to all my insomniacs out there.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Cody, I respect your love for baseball. Let's put this out there so everybody can know the power of the algorithm, okay? Make a TikTok account. 15 minutes. 15 minutes. It's just like YouTube. Just search up things that you love, like baseball, the history of baseball or something like that. Spend 15 minutes on the app. We'll come back next week, and we'll scroll through your time, and I guarantee you it's going to be
of course
zoned in on all baseball.
There'll be a button there. There'll be a button in there. They'll figure out. I mean, we're talking 15 minutes.
They're like baseball and butts.
Well, you said you've only used the app for about 15 minutes,
maybe,
right?
Yeah.
So use the app for 15 minutes and then shut it off for a week, and then we'll come back next week's episode, and we're going to scroll through and see what your algorithm looks like.
I think they're going to break even, and it's going to be that Key and Peele sketch where the guy's obsessed with slapping everybody's butts in the baseball stadium.
Slap
like,
your ass.
They did it!
Slap ass.
Found a way.
I mean, let's face it. They're hearing the conversation that we're having right now. Your phone is picking it up. So they're like, a lot of butts, a lot of baseball talk.
Well, he doesn't have the app yet, so they can't listen.
It's not picking up. Yeah, his Instagram algorithm.
Oh, wait,
that's going to be all
the cookies on your phone, though.
bad.
Yeah, that's true.
It's going to be all bad.
Not cookies you eat.
But anyway, stay up late, and maybe you'll find the next Shohei Ohtani. That's the fun of this. And also,
in the morning. So where are they playing right now?
There is games in Japan. There's games at in Taichung. There are games. Then the other ones are going to be in Phoenix and in Miami.
Those won't be at 2 o'clock.
Those will not be at 2 in the morning.
So, what's going on with the David Adams and PSA thing on the screen?
We were just going to talk about that. So, David Adams opened one of the first international card shops in Amsterdam.
Wow.
And they've been running, I think, for a couple months at least,
wow.
right? So now PSA's like, you know what? That's a great idea, David Adams. They've made David Adams a submission center in Europe. So basically, lots of European customers are now have a place not only to submit cards,
that's
to go to a card
huge.
shop. So very good news for the hobby. So,
that's huge for the hobby.
Props to Adam out there making things happen.
Wow, making moves.
I wanted to get into the game worn versus player worn segment of the show. It's something that we've rehashed several episodes back a long time ago. I'm sure we've talked about this 10 times because Fanatics is coming into play. And are they going to use some of the same strategies that Panini's used, that Topps has used? If you look back into the early days of the jersey cards, 98, 99, 2000, they said, they had the jersey card on the front, and then they actually showed a picture of the item on the back, whether it would be like a Kevin Garnett, shorts, like this piece of relic came from Kevin Garnett's shorts. So you actually knew where it came from. Panini came into play around 2009. It was like, we guarantee this as a game-worn item. That's all it said. And now, we've progressively gotten worse on what the item says, where it's like event-worn by the player. Now it's like not even any specific event. This is a licensed material, because we had the Pandy, and it was just like, this is a licensed material. That's all we've become. So we've slowly, progressively gotten away from game worn. There still is game worn cards out there, but as productions went up, it's been very hard to acquire jerseys. I mean, a lot of game worn jerseys, especially of big players, those are $20,000, $30,000, $40,000.
I was going to say, I'm like, being able to acquire those jerseys now is so expensive. It's just not cost effective to cut those up and put those in cards.
Because if we did have those, you'd have 99% white jersey cards,
and they'd probably be numbered to like 25.
Right. It'd be numbered less. There would be less cards. So
people would refer to those back in the day as napkins.
No, that's what they refer to them now.
No, I refuse. That's why I said back in the day. We're changing the narrative today. Today we're changing the narrative. We can't call them napkins anymore.
But my point of view, and we'll divulge into some of the stuff like the rookie premiere stuff. But my point of view is that I don't think game worn matters anymore. I think collectors want a nice looking patch. A nice looking patch sells the card. Doesn't matter where it came from. So if we went 100% game worn, you wouldn't have nice patches. You would have less shields. You'd have less prime patches. I think to get into the collector's hands, more prime patches over game used is the way to go. I think you can keep the game worn stuff to some of the legends that you buy jerseys from, but the way that they produce cards nowadays, I don't think it's possible to have game worn and be mass produced and also have a chance at these shields and stuff like that. It's just not going to happen.
And then the conversation would change from like, man, I can't believe these are all player worn, or these are not even specifically from any event, blah 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 blah. It'll change from that conversation to being like, man, they never give us any patches in these cards.
Right, this is numbered to 15. It's a white patch. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and as collectors, I think a lot of us will never be happy with whatever the scenario is.
Mm-hmm.
One thing to also keep in mind, I know some of you guys don't know out there, like if you get a patch, and let's just say it's a Brock Purdy card and there's a K on it. Well, what they do is they make these guys wear jerseys at the premiere or at the photo shoot or at the rookie roundup that say rookie on the back. So what they have to do to get the actual Nike fitted jerseys is order them well in advance before they would even know what player is going to wear that jersey, because that's how Nike works. So we've seen them in person. They are Nike full size, like the jerseys they wear on the
jerseys.
field. They're the legitimate jerseys, but they can't get the name on there because that's not what Nike does. Nike needs to produce massive amounts of one type of jersey, and they can't do it within a 3-4 week notice to get it ready for the rookie photo shoot. So that's why it says rookie on there. We have witnessed these guys put the jerseys on. There is the famous photo of Mark Ingram putting all the jerseys on at once. So the guys at the photo shoot for football do put the jersey on and take it off. So it does touch their arm hairs or something like that, right? It does get a little pit sweat in there every once in a while. But, you know, it is what it is. But that allows them to make massive amounts of jersey cards across all products.
Yeah, you also see a lot of jerseys with 88 on them.
All of them have 88 because they make the best patches.
Because they have the most, like, prime patch breaks, stuff like that, like nice number. Like, if you only have, like, with number 1.
Right.
You're not gonna have as many prime patches that you're gonna be able to pull off.
Exactly.
But if it's 88, you got a lot more. So that's also like why you see like weird numbering patch. You're like, oh, that like this looks like it's an 8.
And he wears number 7.
Wears number 7. Like, how did they do that? Like, it has a curve to it. Like, no, it's because they're all wearing 88 rookie, but they are 100%. Because you see the narrative also, like, they're getting these jerseys, like, from, like, China or something. They're like the knockoff jerseys. They're not legit. No, they are 100% legit jerseys. Like,
they are. Yeah.
We've been there. We've done a lot of events, and we see, there's price tags on them. Like, they're legit jerseys.
Yeah, they are legit jerseys. Now, they also may not be the right size. So, like, you'll see, like, Tavon Austin's wearing a triple XL. That's not his size, right? He's 5'1" or whatever. So he's not gonna
bigger than 5, like 5'7".
Yeah, he's like 5'7", whatever. So he's not gonna have the right size jersey.
5'1" would have made him the smallest player in NFL history.
I was like,
just like this Deebo Samuel card here, it says his hat is 7 3/4. I don't think Deebo has the same size head as me. I think it's just the way that they made the hat, right? So it's not true to size. It's whatever they can order, whatever they have mass amounts of. So a lot of things to keep in mind, especially for football. One thing I would complain about football is I feel there's too many shields.
Yeah.
Compared to NBA with logo mans. There's very few. There's only 3 or 4 products that have logo mans, but for football, there's like
almost every product.
There's like 30 products that
almost
have
every
shields.
product. Yeah, I agree with that. But I think I was gonna say, I know we're gonna segue into like what we think Fanatics is gonna be able to, accomplish compared to what they've been doing in the past. But I would say, and I don't want people to get us wrong listen to us right now on the podcast and think that we don't like game worn stuff, because like in a perfect world we would all prefer game worn jerseys, even single color game worn. Like, I personally I would love that, right? But it's just not possible, like, for all the reasons that you've already stated.
But the market doesn't either. Like, if you basically search a number to 49, same player, and say one is game used and one is event worn,
same price.
Those are going to be close to the same price. Even though the one with the event worn costs the manufacturer a crap ton more money to acquire. It doesn't translate into the card market.
Yeah, I think the general.
So why do it?
I think the general hobby,
not a lot of value
the general people in general don't realize how much it costs to acquire the jersey, right? Like I said, in a perfect world, we would all love every single relic to be game worn. To know that, man, our favorite player wore this jersey, right? That's awesome to think about in a perfect world. But it's just not feasible with the amount of products that they have to
and
put out.
that's why they were able to pull it off in 99 or 2000 because they know they had like 5 jerseys.
Yeah.
They had, we have a David Robinson, we have a Shaq, we have this, we have that. So
the production was far less.
we can only make 5 jersey cards for 5 different players, and they're going to be inserted amongst all the base cards, right?
Yeah.
So just as an extra amount of chase. So that's why you see the first Jordan, I think, go for a lot of money because he was one of the ones that was inserted into Upper Deck.
And even now, that does still hold some prestige. Now, when we're talking about like you can look up the guy with the same price, not game worn and game worn, but for certain guys like Michael Jordan, like a Brady, like a LeBron, even the single color stuff like does hold some weight.
Some weight, yeah.
Yeah,
if
right.
you're talking about legend territory, game use does matter. But then again, if it's like game worn and it was like he played 1 quarter or he sat out that game, or like you have Mike Trout, he was a day off and he wore. I mean, it's almost got to be like this is the game that he broke the record in, or like which you're not going to be able to acquire those because those are going to go to the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Those are
or they're going to keep them.
And then you have the guys that like if they knew you cut up that jersey for a card, they would go ballistic.
Yeah. Like the Babe Ruth bat knob guys.
Yeah.
Why ruin a Babe Ruth bat? And because it's a cool piece to chase. I can't put a full bat in the box.
Yeah.
It's something that's always going to go on. I mean, Fanatics, it's like one or the other, I think, for them, or maybe they meet in the middle. I mean, they are going to have more access to players, but they also have the merchandise already.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. My hope for the future, before we end, my hope for the future with Fanatics taking over, is that because they are a memorabilia company, you would hope that I think the general collector would just love it if majority of the jerseys that are in these cards were patches.
Right.
Now think about that. If like we didn't get any really much single color stuff anymore.
But what do we do with the rest of the jersey?
Well, Fanatics, they're the biggest. They got it. Compared to like a company like Panini.
But do you put because I mean, obviously you're gonna cut up all the best pieces of the jersey, but the single color relics, which makes up most of the jersey, is still gonna be there. So do you put that in really cheap retail products?
Yeah.
But then you alienate the people who can only afford the retail products. They're never going to be able to get a prime patch because
I think you still got to do what you do. Like you pull a number to 199 jersey, it's a single color, right? You know most of the time. Yeah. You pull a number to 25, it's probably going to be a patch. You pull a number to 10, it's probably like getting close to a laundry tag.
Yeah, what are we talking about in terms of like where should the patches at like 99 at least? 99 should have a patch?
No. Like 50 or lower should have a prime patch.
50 or lower. Okay.
But
what do we consider a prime? Like a prime patch? Does it have to have a break in it, or could it just be a piece of the number that is prime?
Could be a piece of the number that's prime.
But that could be one color.
Right. That's why they do the 88. So they try to have 2 colors, right?
But what about the true RPAs? Because those are 99.
99. I mean, I guess that's a high end product, right? Yeah. So I mean, NT should always have prime.
So
patches.
High end products from Fanatics. I'm envisioning the future. All high-end products, not a single color to be found on any of the cards.
Shouldn't be. Now, here's the thing, though. Let's say we're planning out like say Fanatics is making Phoenix or something, right? Which is like a mid to low-end product. Could they be like, because I know Dan's bought the Matt Stafford official on-field jersey, right? Do you think this is a hypothetical, do you think they go back and go, which player do we have the most authentic jerseys in our inventory for Fanatics? And they're like, Khalil Mack. All right, well, let's make sure we'll take the 100 out of inventory because we have 500 Khalil Mack jerseys, and we're going to cut those up to save on the inventory. Do you think that's going to happen? I mean, it makes sense to me.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah, they're probably going to look at and they probably have.
I think within reason,
warehouses.
There's going to be some players that are like not even in the league, and they have like a bunch of those jerseys hanging around. They're not going to be able to
Or a player gets traded.
Players traded.
Right? So, like, say Baker Mayfield's Panthers jerseys, they made a bunch of them, and they're sitting there, right? Well, they could make a throwback jersey card of Baker Mayfield on the Panthers, which is going to suck. But,
man, Greg lived the good old days of the Panthers. Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. You know what? What I just realized, too? Fanatics obviously bought Topps, And their Topps Fanatics and Topps in general, even throughout their history, they've been really good with even like just the single color stuff being game used.
Yeah.
Right?
And Topps is let's give Topps credit. They came out with the first Strata 2015.
Dude, I was gonna
which they had the MLB authentication hologram logo. That I took
dude, I was sitting there going like, dude, they came out with a product that started with an S, and I can't think of what it was, and it was like a shadow box, and I had game use stuff, and it was dope.
And they use it in definitive too.
So that's good news for the hobby if you're hoping that there is possible more game use stuff than not.
Yeah, and I think there's going to be a hybrid, right? There's no way to make fully game worn.
There's no way there's going to be ever fully
I
game
think
worn.
what collectors really, really, and getting back to the Strata thing, is where you can actually put in the number on the authentication code, and it tells you what game this relic is from. I don't know any collector that's not like, yeah, I don't really care about that. That's not cool. Like, every collector loves that.
Yeah.
Every collector loves that. And, with Fanatics giving a portion of their profits to the players, it might be a little different because right now you have, like, Panini has, they have the license, but they can't go to the team and be like, give me all your jerseys, right? So they have to work out, like, I think I've heard they work with the Colts. I think the Bengals, so they have to go to the
Dolphins.
Dolphins. They have to go to the individual teams,
work out
deals to get game worn.
Yep.
And that's assuming the guy didn't, jersey swap with another player, which is common now. So maybe with Fanatics, they're like, hey, you're getting a portion of the proceeds. I think you got to give us at least one or two jerseys.
Fanatics has way more power in that regard to try to get game worn.
Yeah, pretty exciting.
And might not be. It won't cost them as much as what Panini has to go out and do.
It has to do so. We will see. All right, guys, it's time for a box break. We haven't done box breaks on the Hype in a while, so it's time to bring it back. And what better time to do it with the Bowman Best Release, which is one of my favorite products of all time. And you also had Bowman Inception that just came out as well. So if you guys want to get into more breaks, more Bowman breaks, we got a little teaser to get you some money savings. Use code Bowman on any break on Mojobreak.com for Bowman, and you'll save 15% off any team. So it only works on Pick Your Team. But grab a team, save 15% by using code Bowman on Mojobreak.com, and that is a flash sale. So that will go away at any moment. So get on there now and get your team. But we'll start. Let's cut open that Bowman's Best. All right, I'm going to give them one of these. I'm going to go until I hit the first auto. So whoever gets the best auto in this is going to open the Bowman Inception.
But 4 autos, right?
Yeah.
So you're getting 2 chances. We get one apiece.
I'm going to go to hit the first one. We're going to use the last one as a decider. So we'll see what happens here. I think I'm going to get the best auto. I usually always do. So it's rigged. But let's get it going. Hadn't had a chance to look at these yet. Didn't get to break one of these. Little Vladdy.
What do you like better? You like Finest or Bowman's Best? Kind of the same configuration.
I like Bowman's Best better.
I think I'd lean towards
Roberts.
Because of the 2 extra autos?
I'm all about that ink, baby.
I'd lean towards Bowman's Best too.
I think most people lean Best because you get the prospects and the rookies.
Exactly.
You get the history and the
There you
lineage
go.
that you would get.
Finest
in
is
the great
more.
Finest.
Finest has more history for sure.
Tyler Whitaker auto. What do we know about this guy, Cody?
Not much.
Okay, you're not gonna win.
Tyler Whitaker. Any relation to Forrest Whitaker?
No.
Okay.
That's his uncle, bro.
There ain't nothing. We're trying. We're trying.
But he is a part of a championship organization,
That is
right?
true.
So maybe I have a shot there. We've got Anthony Gutierrez, Ronald Acuna. All right, I'm going to move the phone over.
Okay.
Let's see what Dan's first auto is.
Over here. All right, Griffey.
Griffey is in the way.
Griffey is in the
And that's the Cincinnati Reds Griffey. People don't remember him on the Reds.
I remember it.
Except Panini.
A lot of
baseball
injuries.
products.
A lot of injuries.
he's
He
in a lot of-
started in the outfield near the end of his Reds tenure with Barry Bonds at the San Francisco All-Star game in 2007, if I'm not mistaken. It was pretty cool.
And then he went to the White Sox at the end of his career.
Went to the
right?
Whites. Got traded to the White Sox because he actually had a pretty good
But he
year.
closed out his career with
Last few years with the Mariners, yeah.
But yeah, if you're breaking this, obviously most shops know you won't get this by the pack
James Wood.
because most of the time the autos are in the same location in the pack. So if your shop is selling packs, that's a no-no. You got to buy it by the mini box.
Dustin Harris, Key Brian Hayes, and blue. I'm already beating Doug just based on color alone. Dustin Harris. Oh, Cody's like, wow.
Does it beat Forrest Whitaker?
He's
Tyler Whitaker.
I mean, it's
Based
blue.
On, based on probably where they stand on the
What's this
prospect
next
list,
guy we
right?
got? Dustin Harris, Rangers. Was yours a pitcher or a hitter?
Mine is an outfielder.
Mine's a hitter. But Colson Montgomery, that is numbered to 199. That is a crazy, crazy parallel. Look at that. What are we calling that?
The Ultra Lava.
Ultra Lava is what we're going with, but that's, I don't know if that's right.
Could be.
Could be, though.
Hey, this air insert is nice though. I like that design, the air insert.
In the air tonight.
I can feel it. But Bowman's Best is, what did it make its reappearance? 2015, I think, was when it came back.
What? No. 17?
I know. I know.
It's definitely
I know
15.
15 was
Chris
maybe
Bryant.
because it was the first year.
Yeah.
It was an ultra popular product.
Yeah.
Like I didn't do a lot of baseball.
It was like it just came back.
Yeah, I didn't do a lot of baseball breaks myself back then, but I remember Bowman's Best was one that I did come back and reorder.
Yeah, because the value for breaks, this is just a good value proposition with the base cards, with the 4 autos a box.
Prospects and rookies, that's the important part, right? Because Finest, we're just looking for those rookies. But like Dan said, Finest has the history. Nice Kumar Rocker insert. Prospective royalty.
Is he going to change the narrative of pitchers? Is this the guy in Hobby Love?
Or is it lighter?
Well, I just need to see Leiter's auto and Bowman at some point. Like that's what we need.
He must be asking for a lot.
If you ask Cody, the year of the pitcher is this year,
The year, I mean,
or should I say every year?
every year. That's true. I always defend the pitchers.
Can't win games without a good pitching staff.
Always defend pitchers. In the
Pitching
hobby.
and defense wins titles.
Yep,
$2.99
that's right.
Ellie De La Cruz. That's
If
a beautiful
anything,
mini diamond.
for collecting, this might be the year of the catcher.
So because there's no light version of this, you get the mini diamonds in the regular version, right?
Nice looking stuff so far. I have not opened up a case myself yet for breaks yet. So
Nice little preview.
Yep.
Little taste.
where the heck's my auto at? Here it goes. I'm beating both Doug and Dan. You guys ready? Warming Barnable. I know he's better than those two guys. Come on.
Rockies.
Barnable, though.
Rock-
No, he's good. He's decent.
Rockies?
Yeah, I think he won. Base?
And look at that auto, too. How's your guys' penmanship?
We're getting warmer.
But mine's number to 199. Dustin Harris is.
All right. I mean,
We're getting
you're
warmer.
the decider here.
Warming Bernabel. Just by just barely. He is the 7th ranked prospect by the Rockies. The 8th ranked prospect for the Rangers is Dustin Harris. The 25th is Tyler Whitaker.
Oh, so
for the
I'm
Astros.
in last place. I'm
Yeah.
going to open these for Cody.
Now that's also not like they're there's still
You want
some.
the chem for the... So you want to get your...
I'm going to just open it and hand it over to you guys.
Those are just the rankings within their organization and not necessarily.
Yeah, so the
overall.
Rangers,
So it
their
could be different.
organization, stacked.
Yeah, it's a good.
Ooh,
one.
Wander
So,
Franco.
if-
Wander Franco refractor rookie. Now, is that the rookie? Because there's the Bowman Best.
Oh gosh,
You know
that's
what I mean?
right. That's
Like-
so confusing.
Well, that one has a rookie card logo on it.
It does.
So we have gone totally full circle on the Wander stuff. I like those global impact inserts.
Oh, Jack Sawinski.
Is the auto?
Yeah.
Sawinski.
You want to show that one?
Yeah, I'm going to say that I won.
Look at this one. That's pretty cool. That's a new insert this year. Show that to the camera.
UFO. Yep, I just-
UFO.
Yeah, I like UFO.
Great band.
Was it Joshua Baez?
UFO. Joshua Baez. Just put one
And I got a last pack here. So it looks like C-Rad's going to be opening up that Inception.
Well, that's
thing
good.
good
That's
thing the
good because
phone's there.
the camera's like right
Yeah,
in
it
front
worked
of
out
him.
great.
So that's how we kind of.
I
how we do
mean,
it.
Jack Sawinski, 19 homers in his rookie year. Just throwing that out there.
That would have won, but it didn't count.
Rookie,
Cody won.
I mean, let's be honest.
Cody won, but I was the second winner, and
So
Cody's
you'll-
not going to come over here to open
No.
the box, so I'm just going to open this right now.
This is the C-Rad opening Bowman Inception on my behalf.
So Bowman Inception came out last week, right? So we had back-to-back weeks with little Bowman action.
We've got a lot of releases coming out, Dan. I think that's like 10 releases ago now. Honestly, it's an old product.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, you're right.
It's old.
Still readily available at Mojobreak.com.
It is. Yeah, you can use that code Bowman. Save yourself 50% on teams in Bowman Inception.
Woo!
Well, I thought we were going to reveal that one at the end of this box break.
Oh, that's
saying it.
that's a good one.
Churio to 99.
That's very good.
Cheerio Auto? No.
John Kizzy Noel, 78 to 250. Guardians prospect. And not bad, Brian Acuna, 36 out of 50.
I mean,
on
just based on
Carter.
last name alone, right?
Of the baseball playing Acuna brothers.
Acuna.
Love the blue hair.
Of the
I mean,
Acuna
what do you think? I
brothers.
mean, you could get, what, 2 Inception boxes for the price of one Bowman's Best? Maybe 2.5?
I'm going Bowman's best. If
I'm probably going Bowman's Best, too. I mean, there is definitely some great value in Inception, but I think I like, personally, card stock regularly when it comes to my autos, you know? I like my Jesus to be baby Jesus, you know what I mean?
That is the winning card right there.
It's a
I
nice
mean, just
Talladega Nights reference.
Just based off a name alone, I should have won. I feel like.
He does have a nice auto,
Warming?
too. That's pretty
Warming.
good. Warming.
Warm it up.
Great name.
All right, guys, that is it. I hope you enjoyed the box break. Make sure you guys use the code because it's a flash sale code. Once again, that code is Bowman for 15% off any Bowman Pick Your Team break on the site, Mojobreak.com. Get into a break. Bowman Inception, Bowman's Best. We're still doing Sapphire stuff. We're still doing other Bowman. So find a break that you want to chase baseball as baseball gets underway. Always Mojobreak.com. Prizm football is dropping next week. We've got Pick Your Team first off the line. We also have Pick Your Team full case hobbies posted on the site already, and teams are moving. So grab your team before they're gone. And check out MojobreakShop.com for your upcoming wax deeds. Always running sales, always great deals on MojobreakShop.com. And we'll see you guys on 281, which is not a freeway, next week.